Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I sent an email that I might not make it today. It's my other dad's birthday today,
Ah,
so I don't know
nice.
what's going on right now. So I don't know how long I would be on here or not.
No biggie.
Hi, Larry.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm not finding anything that I'm forgetting to do at the moment, which worries me.
Oh, you're worried that you don't think you've forgotten anything. Well, you gotta have some faith in yourself.
I do, and for me, thinking that I'm completely set up usually means I'm not.
Well, it wouldn't be a tour if there weren't some sort of technical glitch or brain hiccup. Well, your mic is working, that's for sure.
Yeah. What I did remember to check this morning when I was setting up was that my microphone was turned on in both the stream and Skype.
Good. Because last month it wasn't. So you remembered last month.
Yeah.
That's 1 down, 10 to go.
Let's see. Who's present?
Perfect.
Susan, Cody Hurd, Special K.
But not Murphac. Or Mirabot. Mirabot's not online either.
And of course, we're missing Arte still.
Oh, we are? And did you get Zeke's email? He might not be coming today?
Actually, he's here at the moment. I don't know if you
saw
saw
he is?
that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Excellent. I just haven't had my coffee yet, so...
Or at least he was. He may have, he said that he didn't know how long he was going to be on.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Alright, I did update the message to today. Okay. To announce in Buddy's chat that we're starting in a half hour.
Well, there's Arte in
the Buddy's
screen chat.
Oh, okay.
Say get some coffee.
Yep. It's like a legal addictive substance, right? A socially acceptable and well embraced addictive substance.
Cody says that I'm echoing on YouTube.
Well, he should know you. He has to mute you on Twitch. Let's see, I need to figure out how to open up the chat window in Twitch. Oh, there it is on a smaller screen. There it is. Oh, he's telling me to get some coffee. Yes, I will do that. And of course he writes Sharab Shemti correctly with the exclamation mark first, which is something I know to do and I just never do. I don't know why.
Well, technically, the punctuation is at the beginning of whatever it is that it affects.
Right.
But there actually isn't an exclamation point in the new language.
Ah, okay.
Say, in the Tni alphabet, I should say, the only two punctuation marks are a period and a comma and a dash.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Apparently they just didn't feel the need for other ones.
Yeah. I guess the Dunny people never shout or exclaim or ask questions. What is the this here, I'm gonna get Arte early in the day. What is there a certain sentence structure in Denny when someone has a question? Because there's no question mark.
The answer to that is no. They don't have a question, as you pointed out, they don't have a question mark and they don't have a particle like Japanese does.
Okay. But so the sentence structure doesn't change at all to reflect the fact it's a question. Of course,
Right.
I mean, questions are usually obvious, but... Alright, it's time to make coffee. Oh, how? No. I'm gonna have, once I get back to the cavern, I'm gonna ask how my volume is.
Mm-hmm. Hello. Hello, Skype. Hello, Arcade. And I guess Mirrorfact is on?
Yeah, that's him there.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, man.
I didn't see you sneak in. Angel Myst said in the stream chat, Arte, you're hyper enough without coffee. I have no idea how there could be an echo. I'm not doing anything different. The stream is normally delayed a bit.
Who the heck is Norman?
Who is who?
Oh, I had a typo when
Okay.
I said that's. I was trying to say that's normal, Cody, but
Yep.
I ended up typing Norman. So who's Norman?
He's the person who's delaying the coordination of YouTube and the game.
Gotcha. Are you simulcasting on YouTube as well, Larry?
Yeah.
Wow.
The stream always goes out on both YouTube and Skype simultaneously. I mean, not Skype, Twitch simultaneously. That's what that's one of the services I'm using for the stream.
Yeah, there's not enough bandwidth where I live to do anything, but I can't broadcast on Twitch or YouTube while in game. I end up having the worst of all worlds.
That's one thing I do have here, even in this rural town of mine. It's got a fiber optic to home internet, so my internet connection here at the house is 300 megabits per second.
Cool.
Cave Woman, where are we going today? That's something that we don't ever announce. Although if you were here last week, you should know.
I don't think they were here last month.
Okay. Or last month, yeah. I don't know what happened to Susan. She was on a little while ago on Skype. But she seems to have been disconnected.
Ghost in the Machine.
Let me ask her.
Hello.
There you are.
You know what happened?
What?
You and I were in a private conversation, and then when a third person joined, I think you guys created a new voice channel.
Oh.
Which explains why I didn't answer my question whether we decided there's going to be 2 Gahreesen tours or 3.
That's going to depend on whether or not we finish up.
Okay. Hang on 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now can everyone in the Cavern hear me? I know Larry can. Maybe not because of music? I don't know. That's weird. Can you hear me, Larry?
Yeah, you're showing up on Skype just as
Okay.
normal.
I
Okay.
heard you in both Skype and in Twitch.
Okay.
Let's see, 15 minutes yet.
Yep.
There's the coffee mug.
Yeah, I need to see the coffee mug. I was going to ask you for that. Oh, there it is. Yes, it dwarfs your face.
The ubiquitous coffee mug.
The ubiquitous coffee mug. Yeah, it's so huge it dwarfs his face, and it matches your headband almost too.
My headband is black, so
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Well, I have your screen minimized because on the left side of my computer screen I have Moolah open, and then the right side I have Twitch open. But in order to see the chat, the stream window has to be fairly tiny.
yeah.
Okay, so let me blow it up. Make sure you know how to tell colors. Oh yeah, it does look like it's black. Okay.
I've got, I don't know how you got your screen set up, Susan, but I've got mine set up like, I think it's like 1900 pixels wide.
Yeah.
And,
What, the Moolah you mean? Or
no,
Twitch?
My
Let me see if I
laptop's
can-
screen resolution is 1900 pixels wide,
Oh,
and I
Yeah.
run Moolah at 1024 by 768 up in the upper left-hand corner. And
oh,
that lets me
1024.
see- And that lets me see.
I'm gonna try turning my camera around here so you can see what I see.
Graphic settings, Moolah. My graphic settings in Moolah are 1280 by 720, which is 16:9 ratio.
Right, so you drop it down to, well, unless you're recording something that you want, 16:9.
This
I
is
usually keep it at 1024 by 768. That also leaves me room on this side of this right side of the screen for my stories for story night.
Oh, yes, which is very important.
Yeah, and then I can have the Twitch screen full screen behind the Lula screen, so I can see Larry. I can see if he changes the image from the game to one of his special displays, and I can also read the chat on the far right.
Yes. And by the way, hello, Arte.
Hello.
Just a moment ago, I showed my computer screen in my little thumbnail window. So what I've got open right now is a separate chat window for Skype, not Skype, for Twitch. Then right next to that, I have a preview of what's going on the stream. And then below that, I have my Skype window that shows the 4 of you logged in, or the 3 of you, I should say. And then over on the left is my Moola window.
That's why I call you the Wizard of Oz. Operating all your controls from behind the curtain.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Well, actually, you do have to, because otherwise you're not going to learn anything.
Yeah.
Also, since I'm right there in that little thumbnail window of the lower right-hand corner, I'm not exactly concealed here. Cody, enough computers? Here, let me grab my camera again and I'll show you exactly how many windows I've got open in the little I've got this here is a television screen that's got
Oh my gosh.
yeah, that's got my broadcast software on it. Then this computer has my tour notes. And then this computer over here is the one that has my copy of Twitch open. And then on the main screen, as I mentioned, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 windows open at the moment.
And you're worried that you might have forgotten something.
Now you know why.
Yeah, too much.
I've got the camera sitting on top of the microphone at the moment.
Your phone sitting where?
So yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 windows, so or 4 screens on 3 computers at the moment. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different windows that I'm paying attention to at any given time. Did you all see my microphone in that while I was panning over the screens? It was that glowing red thing that was sitting next to the notebook on my desk.
Does it glow brighter when it picks up sound?
No, it's just a steady red. Here, I'm going to show you that again. Yeah, that's my mic.
Wow, looks like a professional radio mic.
It's Terminator eyes red.
Sorry, we'll be back.
I could get a version of that switches between colors on a cycle. That was quite a bit more expensive at the time I got it.
Now you're quieter. All of a sudden.
I am?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense because I didn't do anything with the mic settings.
Okay. Well, so long as they can all hear you. Well, I mean, I have to be able to hear you too.
As it is, I just bought myself a brand new computer desk, but I have yet to work up the ambition to drag it down here and set it up.
Oh.
So, what I've got going on at the moment, the mess that I've got going on at the moment is going to change sometime in the near future.
Oh.
The desk itself is lighted.
Oh, wow.
But it's going to, right now what I've got the main computer desk, which is a fairly simple little thing. Then I've got a little side stand that I've got that one notebook computer with Twitch on it. And then I've got a separate TV stand over to one side for the big screen. The new desk is an L shape, so it's going to be replacing both the main desk and the one off to the side with my.
Yeah, L-shaped desks are great.
Yeah.
I always had one when I worked in accounting.
Mm.
You can just pivot in your chair.
Right. That's what the little side table
hi to
is.
Murphac. Oh, sorry about that.
You did say hi to Murphac earlier.
No, I didn't. Hi,
Yeah,
Murphac.
you did.
I said hi to Arte. Hello. The coffee's just starting to kick in, just in time, with 4 minutes to spare. The coffee starts to kick in.
Yeah.
Without Zeke, oh no, I'm gonna have to actually host this tour.
You're actually gonna have to do some work.
Actually,
I know.
Zeke was on for a couple of minutes before Arte joined me, and then he took off.
Oh.
Okay. He has a birthday to see to. One of his. I forget exactly who he said it was, but it's one of his relatives.
Oh. I'm sorry, relative. I can't attend your birthday party because I have to play a video game.
Cavern life takes precedence over surface life. Doesn't anybody know that?
I know. You gotta get your priorities straight, really. Yes, that's his huge coffee mug.
Yeah. Actually, Angel Myst, that cup that you see in this is one that I tried out specifically for the tours as a running joke. The mug that I normally use is this one here.
That's almost a white bottle size, right?
Yeah, but this is the one that I use for the tours. So
Oh my goodness.
the normal mug is 2 cups, and the tour one is 3.
My normal mug is a Starbucks mug. I think it's 14 ounces, but I guess it doesn't compare to even the smaller one that you use. Angel Myst, sorry, if you're asking our permission to do a bio, I give you permission. And we wouldn't have necessarily even noticed. Oh, you're asking.
if Larry has to do it.
Oh, if Larry. Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh.
Actually, I'm only drinking this a sip at a time to keep my throat wet. So,
You got to keep the pipe moving.
yeah,
Exactly.
at some
Oh,
point,
you know,
Listen, whistle.
there's a
Let-
possibility I may have to take a restroom break at some point here, but there's a good chance that there'll still be coffee left over when I end the tour.
I usually have my coffee mug holds a pint, but right next to it is my water glass, which holds a quart.
Yeah.
oh, wow.
So I drink a pint of coffee in the morning and one at night.
A
But
pint? Oh, my goodness. Oh, a
But-
pint is 16 ounces. That's not too bad.
right, but I have a quart glass that I drink about 4 or 5 of those during the course of the day.
Yeah.
A Stanley 64 ounce sounds an awful lot like it's industrial.
Well, he's a literal caver, so he needs to make sure he has plenty when he goes caving. It's not like there's a shopping mall down there with a Starbucks. Although I remember, Larry, you did install a Starbucks in the Agura. Remember?
Yep. That was, let's see. I think I
Quick
should-
question too. Sorry for interrupting. I have to make a joke. Sorry, it's uncontrollable. Before I'm uncontrollable joking, it's an affliction. What I'm concerned about, Larry, is how close to your keyboard is that huge coffee mug?
It's off to one side.
Okay.
And currently my keyboard's on a tray which is slid underneath my desktop.
Well, those who have been coming to my store in it for a while might remember that I was on hiatus from story night for a while because the table I had next to the sofa, I was using a different table which was higher than the arm of the chair. And on my laptop, my wonderful cat decided to come down off the back of the sofa onto the arm, and apparently I wasn't paying enough attention to him, and he tipped over my full quart glass of water onto my keyboard of the laptop.
Yeah, the Notorious Parker episode, right?
Yeah,
And we literally had a GoFundMe to help you repair your computer.
exactly, which I am eternally grateful to for all of those who helped me out, because it was going to be a month of Sundays before I could have gotten the funds together to get that thing fixed.
Yeah, because you were on a break and we just needed you back. Alrighty. So I'm sorry, Larry. You're in charge now. I'm no longer in charge. Not that I ever was. Go ahead.
What do you mean I'm in charge?
Well, I give you the illusion that you're in charge.
Say it's up to that. Introducing us today is your job.
Well, you didn't give me the green light to
Oh
start.
yeah, I've already turned the music off.
Okay. Yeah, which I wouldn't know because it's muted. Siraj Bishemti, I hope I pronounced that right, or else Arte will lecture me. Without
Not just
an
Arte.
just Arte. So today we're going to do Gahreesen Part 2. We don't know whether we'll finish Gahreesen today. If not, we'll continue Part 3 next month, but we'll let you know at the end. We usually keep things secret, but since Gahreesen, we told you last month we were doing Part 2, we're doing Part 2. The tricky thing about Gahreesen is it's important that you not touch any, like climb any ladders or take any elevators. Gahreesen wasn't built to accommodate this many people, and if you try to do things that you normally do when you're soloing in there, you might bork the age, and you might kick us all out of Gahreesen. You might crash the game. I want to make sure everyone, no climbing ladders, no button pushing. Are you Irish? Garte's Irish. No button pushing. No finger poking. Okay, now he's speaking German. Okay, thank you. Good job, Arte, for all our multinational guests here. No, I just forgot what I was going to say. Thanks, Arte. Now I'm speechless. That's hard to do.
You're welcome.
I want to make sure everyone has buddied Mirabot. Murphac, as you probably know, is our wonderful, wonderful gray hat who owns and operates Murphac.
Mirabot.
And we rely on him for
It's a
special
given that
effects.
that Murphac owns and operates Murphac.
Mirabot, see, I told Arte got me all distracted. Okay, let's cut this and start over. Oh, I guess it's too late. We're already on YouTube. Do not go AFK. No, you can go AFK. If you go, now see, now I lost my train of thought again. Okay, I gotta take another sip of coffee here. Murphac owns and operates Mirobot, and who does special effects, including transporting us around. So it's unlikely we're going to have to do much walking. Make sure you have wearing comfortable shoes anyway. In Gahreesen.
That's easy for you to say.
I know. See, you're making me laugh too much. Let's get Zeke back as a host, okay? At least he can speak English. And something you said reminded me of something. Oh, if you happen to get separated from the group, which might happen because sometimes the transportation effects don't work as the way we intend, once Larry gets to where we're all supposed to be, you can just PM find Larry to Mirabot, and you will be instantly joined to him. So without further ado, let's go ahead.
One quick question.
Yes.
Can Murphac transport us if somebody is AFK? Is that going to affect the transporting between areas?
Gosh, I think they're transported anyway. That's a good question. I think they're if Murphac does it, yeah. Murphac's here. Murphac, everyone say hi to Murphac.
His microphone's turned off.
So I think the answer is yes. AFK is away from keyboard. And actually there's an AFK emote that I'll type. AFK/AFK puts you in sort of a huddled position to let people know that you're not paying attention. So let's make sure everyone is paying attention. Ba-dum-bum swish. Let's type the word link to Mirabot. PM the word link to Mirabot.
Let's see, here it is. Let's find out where we wind up. Okay. We're in the mud room I was asking for.
We only have one straggler here that I'm explaining Mirabot, so go ahead and get started if you want.
Okay. Don't go anywhere just yet, because we wound up here in this room on purpose. So.
We're all in Gahreesen now.
Yeah. This building is known as Gahreesen 2, the Roman numeral 2 by the normally. This is the second building of the complex and was designated Gahreesen 2 by the DRC. Gahreesen 1 is the other building that you first wind up in, and Gahreesen 3 is the outdoor environment. It has much heavier security doors than Gahreesen 1, and they take a correspondingly longer time to open. 3 sets of bolts have to retract in sequence before the door can operate. This building was the headquarters of the elite division of maintainers and was organized into 2 halves, one for each of the 2 teams that competed in training. Like Gahreesen 1, the building is rotated by water channeled through an underground tunnel. Unlike Gahreesen 1's pentagonal floor plan, this one is hexagonal. The building was mostly forbidden to outside visitors, and the training here was top secret. There are 6 long bridge ramps extending from the base of the structure that come close enough to the central rock spire in Gahreesen 3 to allow one to jump across. These ramps are made up of 2 sections, one metal and the other stone, and they can be retracted into the building to prevent them from being closed, like a drawbridge on a castle. When the DRC first linked to Gahreesen and were able to get to Gahreesen 1's roof, the bridges were retracted. And I have a photograph, let's see, somewhere around here to show you. Or I thought I did anyway. Okay, let me navigate. Sorry for the delay. I thought I had all my pictures organized, and it turned out that I didn't. So,
By the way, welcome to those of you who are new to these tours. We hope you'll continue to join us each month, the 4th Saturday of each month at 11 a.m. key time. And if you didn't know this already, Larry records all these on YouTube. He has a YouTube channel called Larry, is it pronounced Fontenot?
mm-hmm.
Fontenot.
Yeah.
And so if you ever miss a tour, you can always go back and watch it there.
It's also up on Twitch for a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's on Twitch for 2 weeks as well. Which means last month's tour would have fallen off by now, unfortunately.
Yep. I can extend that for a little while by subscribing to Twitch, but it doesn't quite last long enough. Okay, here we go. Okay, if you look at...
Drimmer 2 is enjoying your Surface avatar.
Anyway,
Go ahead.
if you look at the stream window for a moment, I have a picture up of what Gahreesen 2 looked like for the DRC when they first arrived at the Pinnacle. How they got across the gap and extended the bridges is a question that I don't know the answer to.
Very carefully.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go ahead and get that out of the way. Anyway, we are currently in what Nick White called a mudroom. What he had to say about this was, I'm not sure what to call these things, but they remind me of mudrooms, so I'll call them that. Not much here. Looks like each bridge has a mudroom attached to it with another group of doors, etc. There doesn't seem to be any kind of decompression or decontamination that went on here. Really, they seem to be nothing more than another spot for another set of doors, another secure location. Excuse me, that wasn't Nick White, that was Simpson that wrote the notes. The rooms Simpson called the mudrooms are an airlock-style security chamber that were probably intended to limit the number of people who could enter the building at once. There are 6 of them, one at each of the bases of the 6 access ramps leading into the structure. The rooms are bare with 3 security doors, one on the interior and 2 to the exterior, none of which can be opened at the same time. Inside the mudrooms are steps leading up to the main level, which is higher than the building entrances. To enter the building, a person possessing a key with the correct security clearance had to approach the doors, which had sensors like the doors on Gahreesen 1. The outer door would open, allowing a person to enter an airlock-style room. The door closed behind him and had to fully lock before the inner door of the chamber would read the key and open in turn. Having passed through the security doors, the visitor entered this room, and from here went to a ring corridor that runs around the circumference of the building. The corridor has strange machines at each of the junctions that may have been motion sensors, although no one has ever offered a theory that can be proven. Machines like them can be found scattered all around the building and are likely to be part of an elaborate security net, given the level of paranoia exhibited in this age. The corridors are identical all the way around the structure. They have white and red lamps spaced regularly the entire length of the 6 sections. No one has yet offered an explanation as to what the purpose was for the projections the lamps are mounted on, or what the square and rectangular openings in them might have been. Given the amount of paranoia involved in the building design, I suspect that they might have been ports for a form of knockout gas or perhaps something more lethal. Oops. Let's go ahead and walk up to the ring corridor.
Larry, they're saying that you sound echoey through Twitch, but maybe that'll change once we change locations in here. Maybe the echo is in the age.
I have no idea what could be causing that because I am not okay. Talking through through anything that could be causing an echo.
I can hear Arte's cat meowing.
Yep. Anyway, here in this ring corridor, if you look at the walls, you can see the projections I was talking about that I think might have been containers for some form of gas that would be emitted through the openings in it. Parker's a cat, so of course he's needy.
There's a YouTube channel called The Kiffness, and he'll take animal videos from TikTok and put them to music. And he's got one called Lonely Cat. And the cat's singing, sometimes I'm alone, sometimes I'm not, sometimes I'm alone. Hello.
Actually, I just heard an echo from Arte.
Yeah, I just heard, entertainment with an echo from Arte. Thank you.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. I just forced a habit. I was holding down my tab key, so you heard it from the game and from Twitch.
You wanted to make sure you were heard. And by the way, you're not echoing anymore, Larry.
Okay, good enough. I have no idea what could have been causing that.
At least
Anyway.
now I know that the microphone's working for my story.
Yep. Oh, this is the yellow dressing room, and not the training room. Okay. We're one place over from where I intended for us to be, so we'll need to go over there real quick. Okay. The place where I am right now, Simpson called the training center. His notes read, I'm going to go through the rooms here, but after making a quick overview, I think I'll just start with the entire thing. There are 3 types of rooms in the building, 2 of each kind. There is a control room, 1 purple and 1 yellow, a display room, 1 purple and 1 yellow, and then a conference room. Although those aren't colored, I assume there is 1 for each team. The entire building seems to be centered on a massive wall in the middle. The control rooms control the wall. The display rooms display the uniforms that were worn in the wall, I presume, and the conference rooms allow the government visitors and high-ranking officials to confer about those training on the wall. So, my own note is that there are, of course, 3 rooms on this level for each of 2 teams, making 6 total. This particular room, the control room, or I should say the training room, seems to have had at least 2 different functions. The first one was, of course, that at the end of this room, you have the chair in front of a control panel, which actually operates the training wall. But we also have 4 devices in here mounted on what look like elevating arms. And my own guess as to what those might have been would be that they may have been virtual reality chambers that a person could get inside and that would simulate them traveling through various kinds of environments. However, that's only a guess because they do seem to have some motion built into them. what you're free to, of course, think of your own reason for what those 4 devices might have been.
For making
Personal
coffee.
shower devices for when you get done with the wall.
In any case, that's pretty much it for this room. So the next room over is of course, the dressing room or locker room, depending on what you choose to call it.
By the way, if anyone has questions, feel free to either PM the question to me or just type it out in regular public chat. I'll make a note of it, and then when Larry takes a breath or is ready to answer questions or both, I will go ahead and make sure that he answers your question. And I do like to play a game called Stump Larry.
More notes about the control room or training room. I'm not going to go into the controls for the wall in this document. I'll let Laxman do that some other time, Simpson said. Regardless, the panel here obviously controls the wall. The wall was used for training as well as for testing various suits. I believe the control room can get pretty hot, cold, smoky, or anything else I can imagine pretty quick. It was a competition. Whoever could get to the top the quickest. Teams would set up obstacles and members would race. What Simpson called the control room in this case was likely to have been the training rooms as well. And I mentioned that the 4 devices in there appear to be virtual reality training devices.
So they had Oculus?
Yeah. Maybe. Okay. What Simpson called this room the display room. Not sure that these were originally display rooms, or maybe they were. Either way, there are quite a few old maintainer suits in here. There is also the latest maintainer suit, or skin here. I guess I should say a machine to put on the latest maintainer suit is in here. Now that we've had some time to look at it, this is incredible. We're talking about a suit that was skin tight and had linking abilities built in. Very high-tech as far as maintainer suits go. Very impressive. A maintainer would fall down the chute while traveling to the interior room where the wall was, and the suit would be placed on him. I'm begging to try this thing, but the DRC is insistent that no one does. Laxman already has someone on it trying to figure out more. I'm first when they do. I think these rooms could basically be described as team locker rooms. Now, speaking for myself, Simpson's final conclusion is the correct one. These rooms were equipment storage and dressing rooms for the 2 teams. The niches were meant to hold the maintainers' individual armored suits. When getting ready for a training scenario on the wall, the maintainers would take off their normal armor and hang it in the niches. They would then enter the machine at the end of the room, which would dress them in a special hermetically sealed environmental suit before setting them down inside the wall chamber. The maintainer's armor that I'm standing next to was left in its niche when the fall caused the deaths of the majority of Denis. Its owner may have died before he could get to it. Note that the helmet is identical to the one found in the locker room in Gahreesen 1, and is also the same as another found on Sharper's desk in Teledon. There is another suit in here at the other end of the room over here. And this is a kind of heavy armor that was used in extreme environments, and is possibly here because it could also be used to guard critical locations. The leg section is immobile, which may mean that it possibly might have had some sort of levitation system to move, or that it was intended to be stationary after linking. Another version of the armor shown on the map is shown on the map of Teledan and Baroglyphs in Etterkemo that appears to have moving legs. Let's see if I can find that real quick.
Oh, I think the drawings you're referring to are the ones near the archway, near the borrow door.
If you look at the stream window in a moment, I'll have a picture of it.
Oh,
Actually, this isn't the heavy armor. This is their normal armor being worn in the field.
is that the one that we can put on?
No,
Okay.
this is the heavy armor that coming up in a moment.
Oh.
Here we go.
Second
That-
Denny suit, it says.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the one that was talked about in the novel Myst, the Book of Denis. That has the linking books in the gloves, and they would be covered by a film, and the wearer would press a tab on the back of one glove that would release a gas into the glove to dissolve that film, so the skin of the hand could make contact with the linking panel. And then after a timer would expire, gas would leak into the other glove, dissolving a film on the return linking book.
Actually, I believe that's the kind that's in front of us here in the Gahreesen. This is that type, that particular type, because this wasn't meant to move. Probably not, or probably was not meant to move, and therefore would basically just be linked, take a few readings, and then automatically link back.
Exactly.
Anyway,
we
That's
know
what
for,
I-
but
This
do we
is
know
the suit
for
I was referring to, but I'm sorry. Go
do
on.
we know for yeah, I'm sorry. Do we know for sure that it was manned?
yes.
Like a human, like, okay.
There was
'Cause
a
Arms are awful short.
there was a guy from Averone that used the suit to go to an old age during Aegis' restoration, and the sun had gone nova, because that's how old the age was, and the age was already old when the Denis wrote the link there. And the sun went nova, and he made the link into the heart of that exploding sun. And the suit protected him,
Sort of.
sort of. He got toasted a little bit, but he survived.
Oh, okay.
In any case, let's see. Maintainer light and heavy armor plating was not made of metal. Instead, it was made of Gahreesen, a dense yet lightweight extruded stone developed by the Guild of Stonemasons in Denis year 5236. That was 2421 BC on the surface. The Guild of Maintainers began constructing armor made of Gahreesen in Denis year 5473. The innovation allowed the Guild of Writers to be more experimental when writing new ages, since the maintainers sent to evaluate the ages were better protected from harsh or potentially fatal environments. The heavy armor suits are studded with sensors and measuring devices, and the first maintainer to link to a new age would wear one. If he found the conditions hospitable, a maintainer team in light armor would follow to begin a full investigative routine and establish the zero mark of the age. According to the Book of Denis, which was an account of Atra's search for Denis survivors, there was an emergency linking system if the age proved to be especially dangerous. By the description from that account, the suit had two linking books that rested below the hands of the maintainer inside. The first book was used to link the maintainer to the age that was being investigated. And a timer would release a gas that dissolved the film on top of the second book, which would link the maintainer and the suit back to Denis.
Okay, there's a loud buzzing. Are you guys hearing that?
Nope.
I am.
The one thing that has to be remembered is that Denis linking books could not travel through the link with the person who was using the book. So when the maintainer touched the first book, it would be left in the chamber that he took off from at maintainer headquarters. And then I presume that that would be the book to the age that remained behind. The second book
Larry?
would go. Yes.
I am so sorry to interrupt you. There's this very, very loud buzzing coming from your system.
I think it's coming from you. Yeah, from you, Larry.
I'm not. Again, I don't know how that could possibly be because I'm not doing anything unusual.
I mean, you've been slightly staticky the whole time, which can be ignored like white noise. But okay, now the buzzing's gone.
That's strange.
Yeah, I'm so sorry to interrupt you. Right.
Okay, but anyway,
go ahead.
Once he was in the age and the timed gas dissolved the film so that his hand could touch the second book, that book would have been left behind. That book back to Denis would have been left behind in the age. That meant that if it was a hostile age, the book was lost. But if it wasn't, then later on they'd be able to recover it.
It's a dumb question. So, obviously, when he links to the age, the suit goes with him. When he links back, the suit comes back too?
That's correct.
So what if it's like contaminated with something dangerous or...
The room that he linked from was set up to handle that.
Okay.
The suit was sprayed with decontamination spray.
Yes. As a matter of fact, the chamber that they linked the suit from the first time was actually inside of a cage, just in case something latched onto the suit and rode back with it. But as Arte mentioned, when Atras and his people used the suit the first time, or I should say to go to that one age, when they got it back, the thing was half melted. So say, Dreamer 3, has anyone ever taken over a suit and linked back inside it? The answer to that is no, because they would not have been able to get into it. When the suit was being manned, they would literally seal the person inside it. And it was not an easy process, and it was not something that the person could do themselves. In other words, once the maintainer was put into that suit, he was not getting out on his own. Say it took special tools to undo it.
Spatial K had an unrelated question. She's wondering, and this is a really good point. When we were touring the other building last month, there was quite a bit of damage in there. You know, crumbled walls. There was like a huge fissure in the floor. Why did this building seem to escape the same type of damage that that building had? Is it because this has better reinforced, or?
Possibly, but also you notice that if you look at the floor in this room, there are cracks in it.
Okay.
They just aren't as bad. But the other difference is that the other building is set entirely inside a socket in the rock of the peninsula we're on.
Oh, right.
Whereas this one is freestanding above the pillar that supports it and makes it rotate.
That makes sense.
So,
and another... Oh, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. No,
and another person asked, like, how was the temperature controlled inside that area, the area in the center? I assume it's from that control panel in the training room?
That's correct. Okay. But we'll be talking more about that when we get to it.
Great. Thank you very much.
Anyway. The other room on this floor, of course, is the training room. I mean, the conference rooms. Let's go ahead and walk over to that real quick. Hopefully I'm going the right direction.
You are.
Yep. Okay, if you want to find Larry, you can join me here without having to run. The conference rooms, Simpson's notes read, "Well, I guess these rooms were where the bigwigs sat down and talked about their maintainers. Obviously, they are set up to watch the wall, and there are displays that showed the patterns being built and played on the wall. We'll never know, but I can see the guildmasters in here watching their teams compete, preparing to send them out to some radioactive fireball age to see if their new suits can stand the elements." These rooms, of course, are indeed conference rooms. It's notable that the conference rooms have Guild of Riders insignia instead of the maintainers, such as you'll find everywhere else. Each conference room has 6 large wall viewers and a window overlooking the training wall. The Guild of Riders and the Guild of Maintainers were close partners in many respects, since the maintainers were responsible for approving and policing the ages written by the writers. The viewer closest to the two viewers closest to the window at the end of the room are showing the 2 different sides of the wall, one for each team. And on those views, they would be able to see where the 2 teams had set up blocks to make the other team members fall.
And there's a purple side and a yellow side, right?
Correct. Another viewer over to the left side of the room is showing the overall layout of this floor. It shows everything from the ramps all the way to the center where the wall is. I couldn't tell you which side is which as far as the displays go.
Gosh, this must have to be well-tempered glass, considering what's going on inside there.
Oh, very definitely. The glass here is armored.
What's surprising to me is that the orientation of the conference rooms, because you can see the progress for the blocker maps for both sides of the wall. But if you look out the window, you can only see one side of the wall. Why wouldn't they have had oriented the wall or oriented these rooms so that you look down the edge of the wall and you can see progress on both sides?
The idea is that you could keep track of the progress of the two teams on the map, on the viewers. However, you only saw the team that was that this particular conference room was for.
So there's basically a purple conference room and a yellow conference room.
Correct.
Gotcha. Very interesting.
So this, where we are now, would be the purple conference room.
I'm not sure if it's purple or yellow since they don't give you any visual clues.
No,
as
but
to
we were
which-
in the yellow control room before, correct?
We were in the yellow control room and locker room, but whether
Okay.
or not, but because the building's divided in half, I don't know whether or not we crossed to the purple side when we took that turn and walked over here.
Well, we are looking at the right side of the wall, and to our left is the purple control room and then the purple locker room, all facing this same wall. So I would
Yeah,
assume
come to
from
think
that,
of it, this probably is the purple side. Since we were in the yellow side, but the wall is angled for what looks like the purple control and locker rooms. Anyway. Let's go back over to the locker room. Now,
did you turn left or right coming out of the conference room?
I'm going back to the yellow room, so
Okay.
So I'm retracing my steps.
Left.
Yeah. Okay, I'm here, so you can use Find Larry to join me.
That was the wall talking, Angel.
Yeah, it was, I think, a year or two ago that fans of the game re-enabled the wall system after working on the bugs in it that kept Cyan from using it.
Maybe they're called the Open Uru team.
Mm-hmm. Please don't approach the machine. What we're hoping to do at this point is when Uh, in a moment, I am going to enter the machine so that you can see what happens when I do. That was the idea behind enabling the wall. Let's see.
Quick question. Someone
Yeah.
asked what the power sources of the ball light above the table in the conference room. These buildings are water powered, right? Hydro powered.
Yes. Yes, they are. We saw that in the Gahreesen one last month, that they have a gigantic generator which is powered by the rotation of the building down below ground level. So they use the motion of the building as to generate electricity.
Like they do in Building 1.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Murphac, for some reason the machine isn't open. So I can't enter it and make it. Here we go. There we go. Now, if everyone will watch, I'm going to walk into this machine and you can see me being processed. Okay, I am now in the wall chamber and I'm going to be dressed in one of the suits, so...
If we want to see Larry, we can go to the control
use
room.
find Larry to join me here in the room. Murphac, if you could please stay behind. I mean, not Murphac, Arte. I'm sorry.
I'm in the control room.
Okay. What I want you to do is go ahead and enter the machine after me once everyone's joined me so that we can see you landing in the room.
Sure.
The tube with the green light on it over here is where I came into the room from. So I'm gonna try. This is the first time that we've ever held an experiment in which we've wanted to watch somebody coming out of this machine. So that's why we're having Arte stay behind and then enter the machine after me.
Just make sure that you don't let a fly into the chamber, Arte.
Oh, the insatiable craving for donuts.
That's correct, K for one. You should be here in the wall chamber with me right now. There's no slash mark instead of find. You just PM the words find Larry to Mirabot, and he should move you to me. Let us know when you're about to enter the machine, please.
We still got like 3 people.
Okay.
We've got one more person. Where's Norm?
His entrance will show up on Twitch as well. So
this is the first tour season where the wall has worked. So this is all brand new stuff that we're doing here. We've never watched anyone drop into this room before.
All right, everybody ready? I'm about to
Yeah.
make my grand entry.
Okay.
In 3, 2, 1, mark.
Mm.
Anytime now.
Coach Trash, you're standing between me and the machine. So if you can turn around and then move to the side, please.
Okay.
Step away from the tube. Step away from the tube.
Here I come.
Here he comes.
No, I'm still standing in the dressing room.
Did you?
Since
Oh
networking,
no! Did you
unfortunately,
just link out?
Me? No.
I heard someone link out.
isn't good. Not good.
Can two people come into the same colored wall?
I presume so. I believe that it's a 10 competition, so theoretically we should be able to do it this way.
Yes, I noticed that, Rex. I think that's hilarious that you're wearing a hard hat. It's very appropriate.
Merge, should I step out of the machine and back in?
Now he should be in the yellow one so that we can see him drop in.
Well,
But this is
purple side, right? Because this button over here is purple.
no, that has nothing to do with it.
Oh, that doesn't reflect. Okay.
No. No, we did.
Okay, it's the,
We
it's
dropped
the
in
color.
from. I dropped
Go
in
ahead.
from the yellow side, so that's where we all are.
Oh, even though the lights on the wall are purple, blinking purple. Okay.
I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille.
Okay, the purple on both sides. Yeah, come down with your hand, sliding down the banister, blinking your eyes, batting your eyes.
That's right.
Oh, toucan. Okay. Toucan's a bird, you know.
If you move around RT, you may trigger it. When I first walked in, it didn't process me.
Arte's put on a little weight and his suit doesn't fit. Probably.
Oh, hush. I stepped out of the machine, stepped back in.
When it works, it's going to trigger an animation sequence. So the cat.
Just please PM Mirrobot. Find Larry.
Okay, that stepped me. Came down and pushed me out of the machine.
Well, the wall is counting down.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Rex says that he's seen two people in here, so.
Maybe that'll work. Point of view changed when I stepped
Angel
in that
Myst,
time.
if you climb the wall, you're probably going to be linked out. At this point, I don't think it will crash the game like it used to, though, since it was supposedly fixed.
The tube closes access once the game starts, Carol? I wonder if I should try and tube in on the other side. Do you want him to?
Well, that would probably work, but the thing is that we wouldn't be able to watch you.
Right. But at least we could test it.
In any Mirfak can sort this out for us and get Arte to drop in, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the wall while we're in here. The wall is a training room in the center of Gahreesen 2. Members of the maintainer teams stationed here used it in competition with each other. It is a large, two-sided, climbable surface with shutters that can activate when weight is placed on them, dropping the climber back down to the bottom. The active shutters would be set from two opposing control panels, each setting up shutters for the opposite side of the wall. The division had two teams, one setting up a maze for the other. The trick was to remember where the active shutters were once they were tripped, and the goal was to get to the top of the wall before a member of the other team did. To complicate the exercise, various weather and atmospheric conditions could be replicated inside the chamber, which is why the teams wore special sealed environmental suits while inside. The suits were only used in the wall chamber and were donned when the maintainer was entering the chamber and removed when he or she left it. The wall chamber was accessed by stepping into the machine in the dressing room that dressed the person using it in the environmental suit and then dropped him down into to the floor of the training room through a tube. Under the training room window is the small pedestal which held a protected linking book to a special maintainer version of Nexus. Upon reaching the top of the wall, climbers were somehow linked to the maintainer Nexus 2. From there, they could return to the fortress using a linking book that took them to their training room, just behind the wall's control console. Like the normal Nexus, the maintainer Nexus is a separate age because books written by the Denis rules of the art could not link from one place to another inside the same age. The pedestal linking book has to be kept under a protective cover because the wall chamber was often subject to conditions that would destroy an exposed book. The maintainer Nexus has a pair of viewers that show each side of the wall so that people who had gotten there could watch the progress of the competition. It also has a spatial book machine that is run on a timer and two linking books, one each to the two training rooms. They are timed because of the rotation of the fortress building. The wall was activated and approved for Explorer use by the DRC in January of 2004, but technical problems arose that somehow had been missed during the testing phases. The access ports to the wall were deactivated again due to safety concerns. However, volunteer engineers who were working on repairing various issues in the Ages and Denis caverns were able to fix it sometime within the last year or two. So apparently we still haven't figured out what the problem was.
Well, I was trying to get it to work, but it didn't work for me either.
Okay. At this point, we'll have to shelve this, I think, for the next tour that we do here. This was an experiment to see if we could see this from the inside, but if it's not going to work, it's not going to work. Now, there is one thing that I mentioned in here, and that is that if you look around, you will notice that the floor and walls are stained and scarred, and that's because of the environmental effects that they put in here. So the people who are in here to climb the wall could be blasted with rain, fire, high winds, or pretty much any other nasty environmental effect that you could imagine. Let's see. So, by the way, we're going to go ahead and give up our taste. So go ahead and link to me and join us in here.
Okay. I'm away from the keyboard at the moment. I'll do that when I get back.
Okay. In the meantime, the other thing that I wanted to do was have Murfact warp all of you to the Maintainer's Nexus, so that when I touch the link in here to go there, you'll be able to see me appear and get in the center elevator, and then get lifted up and dressed back in my normal clothing. See, Murfac, if you can, please link everyone to the Maintainer Nexus.
Which one? Maybe the Townsburgs.
And FYI,
Everyone but me, that is.
FYI, I tried to tube through the other tube. The Arte wasn't coming through, so that would be on the other side, but it didn't work.
This one. Where is it?
Angel Myst, you can always do that on your own time.
Ah.
Oh, Mirabot's no longer in Gahreesen. Oh, Murfac's doing something with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He should be going to the Maintainer Nexus so that he can warp all of you there.
Oh, and that's probably in a different. What are they called? Instances?
It's a different age.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's a different
it's
age.
Not the same age, but not the.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay, so I'm there. So I went to there.
Oh, that's right. You can't link to some place within the same age.
The other problem he has to deal with is that there's actually a barrier around the central elevator in Nexus whoops.
Here.
You messed up and took me along with you.
Yeah, I know.
I need to go back so that I can link out and through the normal way.
I will back to the.
But while we're here, this of course is the Maintainer Nexus for Gahreesen. And you can see the two viewers on the sides that show the two different sides of the wall. And then, of course, here is the linking book machine, and you'll notice that it has two lights on it. The book that was out a moment ago was for the yellow side, so the yellow light was blinking. After a couple of moments, you'll notice that the purple light starts blinking. And so this is the linking book to the purple side.
Okay. The other one. It is the other one. Okay. Knowledge. Okay.
Oh, that's strange. The I somehow got dressed back in my normal clothing when Murphac linked me here. I should have still been in my in that maintainer suit.
I thought that it undresses you before you come here.
That's what happens in the elevator, and that was what I was going to demonstrate. But so I'm not quite sure how on earth I wound up getting dressed, but normally again. That shouldn't have happened.
You didn't see the animation, you know.
Yeah, I should have. If I had linked here normally, the elevator should have been down, and I would have appeared in it, and dressed in my normal clothing, and then ridden the elevator up in the center of the room. So this didn't work out the way I was hoping it would either.
Uh-oh. Mirabot is in his Relto pose.
This is of course all experimental. We've never done this before. So I guess that's just one of those things.
Well, this is great. I mean, it was great seeing you change into the suit. Something I haven't seen since Uru Complete Chronicles.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
we're stuck here forever, Angel.
Of course, if you all want to operate the wall... Okay, I just saw the elevator moved, so I'm not quite sure what happened there.
Well, Mirabot, I think, just came up the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The only other thing that we wanted to do while we were here is, of course, we need to go up to the top of the building to the prison level. So, rather than waiting for too much for special effects here, let's go ahead and do that, Murphac. Take us back up to the prison.
Any of you have outstanding warrants? We do have about 45 minutes left, so
Yeah.
I think we're making good time.
That should be enough to cover the prison level. So we should be on time this month. But first, we got to get there. Angel Myst? You're an angel after all? Well, maybe if you put the word fallen in front of that. Mirabot is suggesting that I link to my Relto and then link back here so that to see the animation. I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick while we're talking about it. Here I am coming back. Hopefully. Ah,
We're seeing you arriving. That's
Yeah.
great.
riding the elevator back up. In any case, we need to go to the prison level now. So, before we lose any more time.
Little fun fact while we're still in the Nexus here. Pardon me. For those of you who don't recognize the voices, the voiceover for the starting of the games, etc., was done by Dubes, or also known as Patrick Doulaban, rather. And there's an artifact of old Denis recordings. So you hear some guy speaking Denis while you're running the wall game. Yeah, and that was voiced by yours truly.
No. Really?
Yep. Yep.
Oh, how cool. I'm AFK. I'll be right back.
Okay. Dreamer 3, the blinking lights indicate the linking book that's displayed is going to take you to the color of the training room associated with that color. So when the purple light is blinking and the book opens, that'll take you to the purple training room. And when the yellow light is blinking and the book opens, that takes you to the yellow training room.
Okay, I'm back.
Hi, back.
What's the matter of fact, what's the problem?
Sorry.
Say, I wanted you to take us to the prison level of Gahreesen
Ah.
too.
Okay. We're going there. Here we
Oh,
go.
there we go. Finally. Thank you much. Simpson wrote about this. I'm not going up now, but we do know the upper portions were used as prison cells. Typical Denis technology. They had a single linking book that went to all of the cells. Since the building was always rotating, a very complicated linking apparatus and timing mechanism was associated with the book. The timing of the link would determine which cell the person linked into. Apparently, the timing was very tight. Speaking of linking, this entire building rotating as well, it seems that most visitors came on the path from the well, although there were also books directly to this building. Had to be. It seems that many of them also used the timing mechanism to link into specific rooms.
Accurate.
Looks like another new feature designed and built by these guys. One of many, I'm sure. I'm just wondering where the main research labs were, or better yet, where did everyone sleep or eat? Back to my notes. When Gahreesen was constructed, a small high-security prison was included in the plans. From the size, it was probably intended mainly for use in holding prisoners who were awaiting trial or punishment, or perhaps to hold prisoners who were soon to be released. To make escape as difficult as possible, it was built at the top of Gahreesen too, and there is a very thick layer of solid Nara between the bottom of the prison and the rooms of the headquarters below it. There is no method of traveling between the two parts of the building. The prison is only accessible by linking from outside the age. Long-term prisoners would not have been kept here because they were usually sent to prison ages, and while there are references to death ages, it was very rare for the Denis to impose the death penalty. The facility here had 3 levels. The top level was open to the air and would have been used by guards watching the main access corridor and the outside environment, since the native animals seem to have been regarded as a major hazard. That area also seems to be heavily seeded with what I surmise to be motion sensors. Like every other exposed area of Gahreesen, The level was protected with shields, spikes, and guard posts all turned outward. If you look upward along toward the pinnacle of the building, you can see more defensive structures all the way at the top as well. We are in one of the prison cells. In this picture, or excuse me, if you look just above the hole in the floor, you can see, and on the wall, you can see manacles hanging on the wall along with a washcloth. You can also see a food slot near the base of the wall, the manhole and its cover, and 2 sleeping benches. Michael Simpson states that prisoners were linked directly into these prison chambers from Denis, a feat that would normally be impossible according to the rules of linking established by the Rhône and practiced by the Denis. This was accomplished by having a very precise timetable as to when a given cell would be at a particular spatial point to be linked to. In any case, that system would only work for linking prisoners into the cells. To remove them, they would have to be brought out through the corridors in the floor below. At the other end of the cell, of course, there are 2 window slits in the wall to provide light and ventilation. The other thing that I find notable in this room is that if you look above the hatch in the floor, you will also see that there are manacles hanging from a contraption that looks like it was used to lower the person down to the floor below. My game just crashed. So let me go ahead and get back to that real quick. One thing that you will notice on the floor near the hatch, there are bones of what was probably a former prisoner here in this room. However, those bones do not look human. Sorry about this. My game has decided that it absolutely has to install an update right here, right now.
Oh my goodness.
So,
The uncontrollable update. At least it could have had the courtesy to ask if you want to install it now.
yeah, so that's it. And that's the way it is. So me getting back into the game is taking a moment or 3 longer than I'd anticipated. Those bones in this prison cell, by the way, are not the only ones. Let's see if I can... If you take a quick look at the at the stream window, I've brought up a picture of one of the side corridors where a person had been trapped during the fall of Denis on the other side of a set of bars and died there because he couldn't get through them.
Oh, Darlene is in Twitch.
Yes, she is.
Darlene is Rawa's Richard A. Watson's mother.
Mm-hmm. And in another one of the side corridors, again on the other side of a set of bars, there's yet another partial skeleton. This time it is non-human. And I've just put that up in the stream window as well. So this, at the time of the fall of Denis, there were definitely people still being imprisoned here, both human and not. And those people, the majority of them are probably, their remains are probably in the cells. These two sets of bones are from individuals who apparently were able to get out of their cells, but not any further. Let's see. This is this picture I'm putting up right now is, let's see, is a floor plan for the prison level that we're on right now. And there are, I believe, 18 cells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Or maybe 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
3 per side, 6 sides, 18 cells.
Yeah. Okay, anyway. So, yeah, I thought it was 18. Anyway, the point is that this is a view. This map is found on a viewer in the central guard room of this level, and shows that they may have been able to actually keep track of what the prisoners were doing in the individual cells. That update is still running. Okay, let's go ahead and turn that off. While I'm waiting for my game to finish updating, did we have any questions that I missed?
I don't think so. Well, Kay did ask about a second question about the damage to the buildings. She seemed to recall that there was also some damage caused to Building 1 externally.
Yeah,
Like,
there's
you
a
know, we
collapse
see
up on the room.
top.
One of the towers is collapsed.
Yeah, like the bug tower or whatever it was. And she's wondering why the second building wasn't similarly damaged. But once again, I mean, was the damage caused by monsters or was it caused by the seismic activity on the first building?
That's something we don't know. For one thing, that's the question that a question that has never been adequately answered for me is just why it is that we see so much physical damage across all of the ages.
Mm-hmm.
Because
across multiple ages,
yeah,
you're saying.
exactly.
Some of it's
You
like
wouldn't
just
think that-
deterioration due to neglect.
But the thing is that it's only been about 300 years since the fall of Denis, and as solidly as they construct it, you wouldn't think that they would be, there would be quite as much as there is.
Potru in game is asking, did the prisoners starve to death, or did the infection from the attack kill them?
Well, given I wouldn't be at all surprised if they start. It's possible it could have gone either way but they were more or less separated from each other. So, and one
The only
thing,
way they would have gotten infected is if the an infected guard, in giving them the food through the door slots, infected the food.
Right.
And then the prisoners ingested the food.
okay, something's weird is going on with my game here. How did I wind up wearing a completely different outfit here? I don't think it asked me what I wanted to log in as. So let's try that one more time.
While we're waiting for Larry to return, I just want to, like I said, these tours are the fourth Saturday of each month, and so because February is going to have 29 days this year, it's a leap year. The next tour will be Saturday, March 23rd, 11 a.m. key time. So we hope you can come back and join our next tour. We will be visiting an age that we will keep a mystery next month. So hopefully that gets you all intrigued.
Always with the secrets.
Always with the secrets, yes. Arte, do you want to tell them about your story night too?
Absolutely. Pardon me. So coming up at 1400 key time today is Story Night Europe, where we will be talking about the third restoration of Denis, which is also the second human restoration of Denis. And we will learn the meaning of the Denis word, Damala.
Can you spell that? Is it D''Mala?
Done and in game.
Oh, D-M-L-A.
Oops.
Okay.
No, I typo.
Okay. So I spelled it right. D''Mala.
Okay. No equal sign.
D''Mala. Sorry, RT, I'm just harassing you. Go ahead.
I've got fat fingers today. That's why I do Story Night in voice.
Well, you could have blamed your cat, but okay.
That's it. Yeah, that's the ticket. It was Parker all along.
And then you also have another story night at...
And the story is repeated for the original Story Night, which takes place at 23:30 key time.
And the hood is Sano's hood? Tshahno apostrophe S, in case you don't remember how to spell it. Okay, I'm really
gosh.
harassing you. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, I was typing it out, but I was trying to make sure there were not going to be any typos in it because I didn't want to hear the harassment from you.
Yes. Well, this is called the comedic filler while we're waiting for Larry. Okay, go ahead. And so will you be telling the same story?
Yes,
Sometimes the stories are different at the two times, and some they're the
yes,
same.
they're
Okay.
the same. I try to keep them so they're the
Okay.
same. So I have changed my modus operandi that if one is skipped, then I skip both of them,
Okay.
Oh, interesting. Okay,
so
Larry's
that
back.
they're always
Now,
on the same.
I'm
page.
back, and at the moment, if you look at the stream window, I am looking directly at one of the food slots from the outside, so that you can see where it passes through the wall into this prison cell.
Yep,
You
I can
can,
see it.
yeah, you can join me again with Fine Larry, but I'm about to go into the central guard chamber.
I don't see Marabot in the age.
He's here somewhere because I just linked to him. He was in the
I'm
prison cell.
here.
Oh, he's on my buddies list. Wait, no, wait.
Okay.
I don't see him in the age list.
And
I
here
will
in the
try
room,
to
of course, you can see
link
two
back
viewers
again.
that have the chart I showed you with the level marked on map being shown on them. The guard room that I'm in right now is located, of course, in the center of the middle level. As a guess, the round plate in the middle of the room may be where the maintainers linked into the facility. Note the key dispenser on the far wall. That may have been used to add the prison to a newly assigned guard's nexus. To add accessing programming to a new guard's key device. To destroy a prisoner's key device, or perhaps to issue key devices to prisoners who were being released. There are no documents to clear up its actual purpose.
It also could be to dispense the keys specific to Gahreesen 2, or to the locked areas of Gahreesen, the ones that where the doors flash green in Building 1 as opposed to blue like they do in the outer perimeter.
Mm-hmm. This room contains two of the same kind of heavy armor suits that you found in the locker rooms.
And what's nice is they're elevated off the floor. Sorry about that.
These, however, are mounted on gimbal arms that swing them out and allow them to rotate in place. It's likely that they were only manned when prisoners were passing through. It's unknown whether or not maintainer heavy armor carried any sort of weapon. But it might be possible that the guards inside the heavy armor had controls to release a knockout gas or tear gas into the room. It's interesting to note that these suits have a different color scheme than the pair on the lower floor of the building. In any case, this is one of the only areas in this entire building where they have a plate to land on that is actually in the center, and therefore that you could link to at any time.
Uh-oh, he's climbing the ladder, Arte.
Yeah, I am.
Uh-oh, don't follow him, please. Unless... there goes everybody.
Now you can use Find Larry to join me up on the top level.
Yeah.
Yes. Do not climb, please.
Uh, it says you must be in my age. Use link to join me. We might have to link to Mirrobot first and then do Find Larry. Yeah, PM link. Well, you guys are all here now. PM link to Mirrobot and then Find Larry. Is this the largest age in the game?
It's not actually all that large. The limits of what you can see, if you were to fly around this age, are not quite as far as the sides of the valley. I should say they just barely cover the sides of the valley. If you were to fly over to them, you would run out of the visible area very, very quickly. In any case, I mentioned up here that this would have been a level where the guards could watch what was going on in the corridor below and also have an excellent view of the outside. And if you look upward while you're standing in the middle area, where you climb, where the ladders are, you can see take that back yet. No, you can't. I thought this had a clear view upwards. Thought it did at one point. Anyway, but you can see all of the defenses up here that are pointed outward, and all of the motion sensors that would have helped them guard against the animals that were approaching from the outside. "15 minutes to go," and that was pretty much the entire tour. There's only one other thing that I wanted to mention at some point during this, and that's that as a result of this tour, I had a conversation with Richard A. Watson, during which time I had occasion to time the rotation of this building. Let's see. Hang on just a second while I try and... Oh, I'm using the wrong keyboard. That's why I'm having such trouble.
While we're waiting for Larry, Angel, you had mentioned in the Twitch chat that there were questions in game chat. Did those questions get answered for you?
Okay, anyway, I can't find my notes on it for some reason, but I actually timed the rotation of the buildings. Gahreesen 1 apparently rotates once every 1 minute and 40 seconds approximately, and Gahreesen 2 rotates once in every 8 minutes and 20 seconds. And the reason why I was talking to Rawa about that was because we know that there are 2 baro links here to the building. One is the baro cloth in one of the conference rooms, and there's also another building or another link to this building. And I was wondering, why is it that when we use the baro links, the one to the prison cell, I should say, and I was wondering why it is it that when we use those links to the prison cell or to the baro cloth to the conference room, do we always wind up at those precise spots, despite the fact that we know from Anone that if a location moves, the link does not move with it. The entire run of Anone is based on the fact that when you set up a link to a given area, and then you exit the sphere you're in, it moves another sphere into its place, and when you use the link back, you wind up in that spot, not with where the original linking cloth is. So why doesn't it work that way here? In other words, when we use those links, depending on when we use them, over the course of 8 minutes, we should wind up in different places.
So are you saying that Yisha's journey cloths operate differently from linking books?
That's what I would what my question was. But the thing is that the thing is that we found out we know from Anone that baro links work exactly the same way that Denis links work. So they should be affected by the motion. And they aren't. And the really funny part about that was that it turned out that when Cyan Worlds created Gahreesen, they didn't think of that. So that he didn't have a good answer for me, and we had a conversation for 3 days via email about that. And eventually we finally settled on this as an explanation. This peculiar links to Gahreesen 2 created by the baro are affected by baro time manipulation. So every time those linking locations move past the point where that the link is set to take you, their time manipulation kicks in, and you're moved forward in time to the next time that link is going to be lined up. So that was the one thing, is that the Denis puts you in the right place by timing when you touch the book. The baro apparently got the timing by manipulating time itself, so that you would go to a point where the link was valid. And that was one of those little things that apparently had never come up before for Richard Watson in specifically, and Cyan in general. Apparently, none of them had ever asked that question.
So,
They should have
they
talked
should've
to us.
Larry.
We'd have
We'd have
given an answer for him.
it.
We can hear you twice, Arte.
Yeah, because when I talk, I always want to press down the tab key on the keyboard. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
There are some questions that Larry asks Richard Watson that he doesn't remember the answer to, which makes sense because the game was created so many years ago.
Well, it's also the fact that, remember, he actually has brain damage. So
Well, yeah.
we have to be when we talk to him, we have to be very patient because
Yeah.
he has trouble
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah. But
If
I
it
think
ha-
Arte was. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think Arte was offering some answers to your rhetorical questions, weren't you, Arte? Weren't you speculating about the things that Larry was pondering a moment ago?
Yes. Pardon me. Got a frog in my throat. Right.
Ribbit.
Yeah. Needy. Anyways, another thought that I had was that Yisha's journey, the first journey, the claws are different than the second journey or the Adonai journey. So it's possible those two claws operate differently.
Oh, the path of the shell claws
Yeah.
are different from the journey claws.
But
Very
the
interesting.
The thing about that is that see, at first when I was talking to him, I was wondering if maybe it was a case where the cloths were associated with a very small area around them, and so would always work even if the cloth was moved. And he shut me down on that one real quick, because if that were true, the non-A wouldn't work.
Okay, well, we have 3 minutes left in the tour. Are there any last-minute questions? Any more Stump Larry questions? Or Stump Arte? Any closing thoughts, Larry? Or do you want to post what you just posted?
Yep, I just put up today's tour event schedule for the Cavern.
Fantastic. We've got Arte's Story Night at 1400. We've got karaoke at 1600. And Arte's Second Story Night, which will be the duplicate of the first one, at 2330.
And
I'm going to type in. Go ahead.
Let's see. And Story Night Europe never lasts more than an hour. So there's plenty of time to go to Story Night and still make it to karaoke.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. Other than that, that's pretty much it for the month. Thank you all for attending. We've got 23 people watching the stream at the moment. And then and of course, as ever, my thanks go out to Murphac for attempting to do all of the crazy things that I throw at him every month.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you to Larry and Arte, our historians. Thank you for Murphac. Thank you to Zeke, who's our co-host, who couldn't be here tonight because of a family gathering. Hopefully he'll be back next month. And thank you all. It's so great to see such a great, wonderful turnout after all these years. How many years have we? See, is this our second or third year season together, Larry? I can't remember.
You and I think, have been together for two seasons, but those seasons have lasted multiple years apiece.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like a 2-year season. So, anyway, we're so glad you all came, and we hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see you next month.
The good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.
Exactly.
And that is it for today. So I'm going to go ahead and kill the